All right, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
This is the brothers of GMS New Orleans coming at you with a live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure to the end, and to the few sincere Akwat diligently learning in silence, Shalom. And the title of this lesson is Current Events, and we're just in the first couple of days of the second month of the year, and just a whole, even more wild stuff is taking place in January. And the key is the hot topic issue right now is the EP Stein list. You got all kinds of wild information coming out, and they said it ain't even the half of it of what's come out. But with the information that has come out so far, it just goes to reiterate everything, the apostles and elders, all the way down to the youngest man in sincerity have been saying about this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, that he is the wicked of the scriptures, PDF files, butchering children and eating, their feces out of their intestine, just horrific stuff. But hey, you still got a lot of people in this base defending him. And really, you got a lot of people just thinking, oh, that's just the people on the EP list. No, this is these Edomites as a whole. The only difference is that these Edomites in power have the ability to act out their sickest, twisted fantasies. Yeah. If you take your average, you got it.
I was about to say the same thing. The average Edomite, if given opportunity, they do the same odious works. They're just not upright, man.
Which, let me get this info real quick, because they like to use the statistics to say that Jake's the face of crime out here. But here's some real statistics for you. 29 Americans in 2023 were killed by an immigrant. 8,842 were killed by white men. Who is more dangerous? So you got this whole with Nero 47 talking about they're rapists, they're criminals, they're making this country bad. But that's 2023 statistics. 29 Americans in 2023 were killed by an immigrant, but in that same year 8,842 were killed by white men. And that's just your average everyday devil out here. Again, with these devils in power, with the money and the resources to get it how they live, hey, they're living out their sickest, twisted fantasies. And more of these files are going to come out, and it's just going to get even more depraved out here. And the average Edomite is going to show more and more their devilish nature out here. But we have the scriptures right here, as we've been going into for decades at this point, telling you who this devil is. Oh, you got that.
Even that other situation that came out about the pizza and the gates, all right, and all that, they all was in on that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and these are the same devils that was. Hey, we tell you, this is Rome 2.0. Same devils they had in Rome. That was boy lovers. The same devils are back today doing the same goddamn thing. This ain't nothing new. Even amongst that world, they tell you that the something about the best place or the first place of purity is the anus of a little boy, man.
Yeah, sex magic.
Yeah, through sex magic.
And a brother made a beautiful point in a lesson.
Damn,
yeah.
Yeah, and that got a whole yellow line right there.
Brother made a beautiful point. In the scriptures, it talks about how the most. Well, you can read that. You can read that Daniel 4:17 just to.
You said Daniel 4:17. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This is the matter by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men."
As I said, this is to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over the basis of men. So the Lord rules in the kingdom of men and sets up, whatever nation he wants to rule at that time. And right now, it's the basest of men. These Edomites are so-called white people. And the brother made a beautiful point. You know, Esau was set up by the Lord to rule, but Esau believes that you got to sacrifice, children, do this sex magic to retain your power. And that's not the case. The thing is that you're just a devil and you enjoy doing that stuff because you're the basest of men. You're a sick, degenerate rapist, a PDF file. All these things you like to project onto other people is exactly what you are. And with these EP files getting released, it's just putting all your business on the forefront with receipts.
Got a quick one for you.
Khan, you got it.
It's the prayer of Azariah, three holy children. This is chapter 1, verse 8. It says, "Wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment." So the Most High brought us into captivity for our rebellion, and he put up, like the brother just went into, the basis of men, the most vile, decrepit, just a beast-like man is in control of the earth. It says, "And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of the Most High, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world."
Hey, that's straight to the point. As I said, in verse 8, thou hast done in true judgment. The Lord put us into captivity under these devils. The Lord put these devils into power. But what does it describe about these devils? That thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, which Esau, Edom, is that main of sin. And sin is what? The transgression of the law, which this whole society is built completely contrary to the laws, statutes, and commandments. Most hateful forsakers of the Most High, going back to that 2 Thessalonians, who sitteth in the seat of the Most High, shewing himself that he is the Most High. And in that Daniel, I think it's 11 and 8, where it says he doesn't regard women, it also says he also doesn't regard the power of his fathers. His forefather was Isaac, and Isaac's power was what? Yahweh. And he sure doesn't regard, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. His power is Satan, and he moves accordingly. And to an unjust king and the most wicked in all the world, the basest of men. Hey, the wicked whom the earth has been given into the hands of, in Job 9, verse 24, and the border of wickedness in Malachi 1, verse 4, Esau, Edom. And, as we're getting closer to the end, more and more of his dirty deeds are coming out. And it's just going to continue to be that exposure on him. That covering cast that was set over all the nations being removed. Before the prophets came on the scene, everybody looked at this guy as the savior, as the good guy. America is bringing democracy and freedom and hope and women's rights to the world. But what? First and foremost with the prophets, and then these other, whistleblowers exposing him. They're showing you people that everything has been a lie. It's not about the betterment of mankind. It's all about greed, deception, and rulership, ruling over people by any means necessary.
And wickedness, especially.
Khan.
Glad that Thessalonians had mentioned it.
Khan, you can get it.
This is 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," which goes into the prophets. But like the brother was just saying, even these whistleblowers amongst Esau's own inner circles, they're exposing the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh no, you got it. I'm gonna go after you.
And there's been so much that's come out. People don't know what's real anymore. People don't trust legacy media, and now with AI, they don't even know if they should trust social media. So people are just gonna do their own thing.
It's like that video I brought out, going back to 2001 of Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
And this is before AI was even thought of. Even before they even put the term AI together, they already said that they were going to make basically a land of confusion. Basically, just push out nothing but misinformation and deception, man, through AI. Even the guy was talking to the dude
he was talking to an AI.
Talking to an AI, man.
And I played that game. Like all the Metal Gear Solid games, they deal with the chip, they deal with nanomachines, propaganda, the government lying, all that. But as the brother was saying, if you play through that game, you think you're
a little boy. I remember that scene came on when I was a little boy, man. All right, just getting through the whole game. And like I said, as we know today, all for the purpose of the truth, we understand now that was called the revelation of the method, man. What's the other one? It's all the same thing.
Hegelian dialectics.
Hegelian dialectics, man. All right. Order out of chaos. All these terms go into one.
Cause, reaction, solution.
Cause, reaction, solution.
Order out of chaos.
Yeah.
But yeah, you thought you were talking to a real guy the whole time, but you come to find out you were talking to an AI, and you were in a simulation to make you the perfect soldier, which goes into MK Ultra, everything. As the brother said, revelation of the method. Esau reveals to you, just how diabolical he is in his media, so he can take people off his trail. But all his receipts are finally catching up to him, and he's no longer able to hide himself.
Yeah, this was you the whole time, man. And you have what that scriptures in Psalms about his tongue should fall upon themselves.
Psalm 64. I think it's like 64 and 8.
Yeah, Psalm 64. I got it right here. This is Psalms. Psalms 64.
I don't know if it's 8. I know it's around there though. Might be like 6 or 7 or 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's 64 and 8. Yeah.
64 and 8.
Psalms 64 and 8. So they shall make them own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all those whistleblowers and all those guys they consider quacks, bug outs, all coming out and come to find out, all been telling the truth. Going back to Houston Mullins, going back to Jordan Maxwell,
Tex Mars,
Bill
Cooper,
even the other weirdo, Dave Ice, what's his name?
David Icke.
All right. When it comes to political issues, when it comes to the deception of the wickedness that Esau's doing, they on point. When they go in the Bible, they be bugging.
Yeah, there's no reptilian people.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah, I just saw a meme like the other day that said it had a picture of Mel Gibson. It's like Hollywood called this guy crazy because he said Hollywood was run by pedophiles. Now he's not so crazy anymore. They blackballed the shit out of Mel Gibson because he was going in Amalek.
Mm-hmm.
But everything he said about them, at least, was true.
He came out with a whole movie in the 90s called Seaspiracy Theorist, where they were playing. He was playing up as a quack in the movie, but if you pay attention to the stuff he was saying, a lot of that stuff lines up with what's actually going on. But hey,
I got one for you. This is Job. You can break it down. This is Job chapter 15, verse 2, and I'm going to read down to 6. It says, such a wise man utter vain knowledge and fill his belly with the east wind. Such reason with unprofitable talk or with speeches wherewith he can do no good. Yea, thou castest off fear and retainest prayers before the Most High. For thy mouth uttered thy iniquity. Let's eat. For thy mouth uttered thy iniquities, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thy own mouth condemnest thee, and not I. Yea, thy own lips testify against thee.
Hey, as it says in Sirach 2, a man's gait and attire sheweth what he is. With the way Esau moves and, how he talks, he's showing that, he speaks wickedly and craftily.
Yeah,
and his receipts are just now catching up with him, like going back to the revelation of the method. In his warped out mind or their philosophy, they think, look, we can escape our karma by putting it into media, what we do, or even releasing files ourselves. People are just going to think it's a seaspiracy thing. But what you've announced your own iniquity by trying to escape it. You've announced your own iniquity, and you've got yourself caught up in it.
Yeah, even you go back, and really reminisce of your childhood. Then Cat Dog, Ed, and Any, all that shit was going into sex, child's play, all type of shit, man.
Christmas tree,
Disney, the whole Disney thing was all off, man.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, all that shit was off. And it was what that one movie is with all the little toys. They were really showing you about the child trafficking thing, man. It's like a
Toy Story, the cartoon.
that one too, but it's another one like it's almost like the 3D shit.
Claymation type.
Yeah,
Or they're like some of them were soldiers and some of them were like monsters and stuff.
yeah.
The small soldiers. I think that's what it is.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me. Oh well, but yeah.
They had those actors, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, all these people coming out saying this actor touched me, this actor did this director did that. You know, we know what happened to Michael Jackson. The whole entertainment industry is a bunch of sodomites that hate children.
hmm
What kind of society do you have where children aren't safe? Children are supposed to be able to run freely, play.
Yeah.
Here, your child go missing for 5 minutes, you're gonna lose your mind, man.
And then the Sounds of Freedom. The Sounds of Freedom movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the traffic movement has surpassed the war on crime, man. Show you how it's a big business. All right, moving. How you think they moving these kids and trafficking them through boats, planes? Even they said this nigga Jeffrey. They said this nigga even had submarines on multiple. It ain't just one island. It was multiple islands. Then they showed that the island is shaped like the
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon
logo.
island, man. The Nickelodeon logo is the same island shape of his island, man. The main island.
And
You know?
they had a guy on Nickelodeon. He was one of the producers for that show. All That. He was a small hat, and he had a segment on there called The Pickle Man, where he just had like a tray full of pickles, making a bunch of sexual innuendos, and had like kids around him.
Pee Wee Herman.
Mm-hmm.
They said them other two Edomites who killed their parents, they just denied them from getting out of jail. What's the name of them boys? You know the one that made a movie about it, he went in there blasting their parents. The daddy was connected into that shit, messing with he was messing with his sons, man. He was in that weird world, man. All right, but the scourge has been lifted. All right, the Lord shined the light on Esau's world. Man, we're gonna say this too. The apostles have been saying this going back when they hit the scene in 07. Everybody, oh yeah, y'all crazy. Oh, now umpteen years later, your favorite rapper. They're a bunch of moles, man.
Yeah.
All right, your favorite athlete has been compromised and tainted and tampered with, man. All right.
Yeah, Esau has receipts on all these niggas, man.
Yeah. He won't give a damn who they is, how much you like them. He has a receipt for them.
It was to say, all throughout the scriptures, the sun and the moon, the stars from heaven shall fall. We know on the one hand that goes into nuclear missiles, but then on the other hand, what? Esau's idols and these lower luminaries and his philosophies being cast down. Esau's knowledge and wisdom being shown as what it is base and foolish and wicked. Going back to that 2 Thessalonians, that main of sin being revealed, and it also says too, like, the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Yep.
Only now letteth, only he who now...
2 Thessalonians 2:7 says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
And that mystery of iniquity that was working back then was speaking of the Roman Empire, which, Esau was ruling in the pagan Roman Empire. And when you look into the history of that, how those emperors were getting down, it's no different than, what these elites are doing now, because it's the same people coming back.
Yeah.
Nero 47, he had he killed multiple of his wives when he was Nero. And then he had a boy that looked like his wife, and he castrated him to make him pretend like he was his dead wife. And then you had an emperor named Tiberius who would take, little boys to the edge of a cliff and pop them. And as soon as he was done, he'd throw them off the cliff.
When he came to the climax of his situation, he would throw him off the cliff, man. That's documented.
That's perverse, man.
I got it right here too. This is 1 Maccabees chapter 1. I'm gonna start at 6. It says, wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted part of his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12, what is it, 12?
Yeah, I think it's
12,
12
years, and then died, and his servants bare ruled every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon their heads, upon themselves. So did his sons after him many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
God, those were all, Grecian Edomites. And you had Ptolemy, Seleucus, Cassander, Lysimachus. And when you go further into Maccabees, it talks about how when Antiochus was put down, he was a tormentor of men's bowels with strange objects. So those Greek Edomites were into the freakish stuff you see now. They were back into that back then. And as I said, evils were multiplied. And there's another one of Maccabees. I'm gonna get it.
The freakiest fashions, man. All right, you niggas will go to the gym and don't know why you wear them spandex. You don't know why you like to have your shirt off and all type of crazy because of the Greeks and the Romans, man.
People be damn near naked now.
Yeah, the woman be naked. She be naked, man.
Yeah.
The woman come out the house purposely. They got these goddamn Temu tights they go get, and they got creases around the back area, man. All right, the sewing is right there, all by the
crack,
by the moose knuckles, man.
Print everything.
You know.
Yeah, the word gymnos means naked.
It means naked. It just freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is nothing new. All right, this is nothing new. Like I say, to us, it's nothing new. All those files, we've been knowing about those people, man.
We just got the actual receipts for it now, like
the
printed out evidence. But through the Spirit and through the Scriptures, we as the elder brother was saying, we've been knowing these things. It's just as everybody is, Johnny come lately, they're just now catching up. You didn't have faith in the word of the prophets, but we had faith, in our apostles and elders and the words we read. So that's why we're going to be justified. When the things become obvious out here, then there's no more need for having faith in it, because you can see it right before your eyes. But this is another account in 1 Maccabees chapter 3. I'm going to start at 27, going into that demon king Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes. Now when King Antiochus heard these things, he was full of indignation. Wherefore he sent and gathered together all the forces of his realm, even a very strong army. He opened also his treasure and gave his soldiers pay for a year, commanding them to be ready whensoever he should need them, to come against, Judas Maccabees. Nevertheless, when he saw that the money of his treasures failed, what are we seeing now with Esau? The dollar collapsing, his economy collapsing, and
his soldiers are weak, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
And that the tributes in the country were small because, here's the point, because of the dissension and plague which he had brought upon the land in taking away the laws which had been of old time, bringing that Western lifestyle, this liberal, feminist, democracy, and I'm naming, things today, but they had counterparts back then. The alphabet lifestyle, which brings what? Confusion, plagues, diseases,
and
death. You got STD rates out of the blue. So, hey, it was no different back then, as it said, because of the dissension and plague among the people, which was brought upon the land by taking away the laws which those people had followed. And as the brother brought out in the first Maccabees, when his generals put crowns on their heads and their sons ruled, evils were multiplied in the earth, just as evils are multiplied now. Con.
So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. It says, Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind. And when you go into that word effeminate, it goes into one of the practices that was going on in ancient Rome. It says, catamite, all right, of a boy kept for homosexual relations with a man. All right, this is what they were doing back in Greece, back in Rome. All right, the men at the top, the Edomites, they would have little boy prostitutes, man. Which the Edomites aren't the only heathen that do that. All right, you have the Arabs, also,
Elamites.
yeah, the Elamites.
Like what Nick
They
Nick
call them
Ivan
bocce-
was saying. Yeah,
bocce-
bocce
Yeah,
boys.
bocce boy. You're not supposed to. Little boys are not for sex, man. Like what is wrong with the heathen, man? They're not made upright. And all you jakes that want to stay here, there's something wrong with you. You got somebody ruling over you that believes that a boy should be a prostitute. What's that in Job? Not Job, Joel. They sold a boy for a harlot.
And gave a girl for wine
Yeah,
that they might drink.
Yeah,
It's a good one. And no, you finished your point. It's a good one.
they had our children
Second Maccabees
like,
4
performing sex
13.
acts and chattel slavery.
and
This
go down
man
to
has
16.
been off. His whole existence, he's been off. He can't. The scripture says he comes out the womb lying, deceiving. His spirit ain't right, man.
You go to 17.
Con.
This is a good one to going into what he's saying.
This is Second Maccabees 4 and 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch and no high priest, that the priests had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowances in the place of exercise. After
Unlawful allowances, man. Things you're not supposed to be doing, but you're doing because you see the heathen doing it.
Yep.
Jake always wanted to be like the heathen. Oh, they have a king. We should have a king too. Oh, they let their women dress any kind of way. We should do that too. Oh, they could eat whatever. We could fry up some catfish, some pork. Our people just love following wicked, decrepit heathen. They don't want to be holy. They don't want to be righteous. They look at the Bible as, oh, I can't do that.
that's the no fun guy.
Yeah, the no fun guy. Not my Jesus.
I got one real quick for you. This is Psalms 106 and 34. It says, they did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them, but were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
That's exactly what happened. The Lord told us just wipe out Amalek. Jake wouldn't do it. Now look at us. You got Amalek ruling over you. All right. The Most High is a just power. He has a sense of balance and humor, really. All right. Going back to that three holy children, they said he did what? True justice, man. You disobey the Most High. It's true justice for, okay, you want to be like the heathen so much, I'm going to mingle you amongst them. I'm going to have them rule over you.
You still got a little more, right?
Con. Mind if I get one to back up a point he made just about how Jake wants to follow after these heathens, and you just get rolled out like they do. This is Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
And Jake was made upright. We're the sons of the Most High. It tells you in Genesis 25 that Jacob was a plain man, which means he was complete. He was perfect. He wasn't wanting anything. But that's not enough for our people. All right, Jake wants to be like the heathen. Eve, she's not good enough for the law, statutes, and commandments. It has to be something else. It has to be something different. And these Jakes get in Hollywood. I think it was Eddie Murphy. He was talking about banging women gets boring. You got to try something else. Like you have to try something else, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I heard that other nigga say that one time out his mouth. That Bobby Valentino nigga. He said you get so much money to where women get old. You gotta definitely basically go into men.
What?
Yeah.
This is why Jake 2/3 just got to be cut off, man.
The way of the wicked seduceth them. Going back to this Maccabees, the ways of the Greek, they were in the height of the Greekish fashions.
And we in the height of wickedness, man. This is the most wicked kingdom of all. You can put all the ancient kingdoms together, it still don't make out to this the shit that's going on here, man. Right? This place turns you out inside out, man. Yeah. And like I say, you look at our people, they definitely influenced by this place. That's here, man.
Speaking of wicked niggas, man.
Yeah, that's what you look like when you turned out.
Yeah.
They gonna come right over here, brother. Go ahead.
Verse 14 again. That the priests had no courage to serve any
way.
Okay, going up the hill. That the priests had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise, after the game of discus, called them forth, not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians best of all.
Yeah. They don't take pride in the law, statutes, commandments. They don't care about their heritage as Israelites. They love the glory of the Grecians. They want to be like the so-called white man. They want to practice what he does. They want to dress like him, talk like him, be vile like him.
Yeah. And even you go back into the women's liberation
Yeah.
movement. You know, our women wanted to be like it started that shit with the white woman, and then the white woman got out the way and let the black woman just totally do her thing, man.
Yeah, crash dummy.
Yeah, which they always been. The Latino woman too. You know, go ahead.
Verse 16, by reason whereof sore calamity came upon them, for they had them to be their enemies and avengers, whose custom they followed so earnestly, and unto whom they desired to be like in all things.
Who they desire to be like in all things, man. That's you niggas.
Yep.
You see the so-called white man, oh, I'm an atheist. Oh, Earth is 4.2 billion years old. Now you got niggas. Here come you niggas, man. Oh, evolutionary psychology. 4 billion years ago, the earliest bones in Africa.
Yeah. Evolution of life started in Egypt, in the pyramids,
Yeah.
the hieroglyphs. You niggas is gone, man.
From the black woman.
This bitch, yeah, man.
And now Jake all about tariffs now. Jake just now found out about tariffs.
Yeah, you niggas are losers, man.
Straight losers. Grecian losers. Verse 17, for it is not a light thing to do wickedly against the laws of the Most High, but the time following shall declare these things.
This is such an important part of the scripture. This is why one of the many reasons Esau took this out of the Bible. When you read the New Testament, you see how much disdain that the Israelites, the Jews, and the temple that they had for Gentiles, because they were niggas, man. They were niggas that wanted to be like Grecians while the Greeks were conquering our people. And we feel the same way today. We look at you niggas like those aren't Israelites, which they are, you know, by birthright they're Israelites, but you just look at them like, man, these are heathen.
Yeah, what the scripture said, they are not all Israel, which is of Israel, man.
God.
You can see why they felt that way. They just love the Grecians. They love the heathen more than their own customs. The Most High made us a chosen people, a nation of kings and priests, but you would rather be butt naked in a gym.
So,
Gyrating, man.
booty shorts doing squats.
Yeah,
you
man.
a man.
Come on, man. Shaving your beard off, getting greased down, which that whole bodybuilding world is a bunch of sodomites judging men in Speedos, man.
Yeah.
That's off.
The whole modeling world is what? Thin women that look androgynous like boys
like little
that
boys.
sodomites want to look at.
Yeah.
Sodomites in PDF files.
Yeah, that's who controls the fashion industry.
You know, like 10-year-old boys,
Yeah,
man.
you got men making dresses that look like the dress is supposed to go on a boy instead of a woman's body, man. So to be a model, you got to be like bulimic. You got to starve yourself. You got to throw up. This is off.
Yeah, they done looked at the fashion of this world, which you niggas out here in the world ain't fashionable. What you got now going on is a bunch of niggas in gothic, I'm about to basically say gothic costumes, man.
Yeah.
Big ass shoes, big boots.
Man, that's the
You
spirit,
have your
right?
stomach. It's just weirdo shit going on, man.
I saw Jake and his woman the other day when I was, downtown, and Jake had this. They were both dressed in black. The nigga woman had them damn, kinky boots on with the platforms, and Jake had a black top hat on with a red tie and a damn League of Extraordinary Gentlemen trench coat on, walking around in daylight like that.
Yeah, man. Bunch of freakism.
Not a top hat. What the fuck?
I'm talking the Mad Hatter top
The
hat,
Abe Lincoln.
the Willy Wonka top hat.
One thing about you, Jason, when you like the scripture said, you surpass the deeds of the wicked. You can give me that. You surpass the deeds. When you become a mode, you become the ultra mode. A plug-in wireless mode. You just
Got it.
wild out, man.
Pinnacle
Yeah,
of perversion.
yeah. Our women, same thing. And you don't stop. You continue in your wickedness, man, because you want to be like the heathen. The heathen has what they don't. The Yahweh Shai doesn't deal with them, so they could just run wild as they want to. And you want to do the same thing, but what happens in the end with you? It destroys you. All right, you niggas become a Will Smith. All right, you become a Tyler the Creator, Willow,
Jaden.
Jaden, and any other them goddamn bottomless freaks out there, man.
Zion Wade.
Yeah, that damn thing, man.
Your woman's in an entanglement
Yeah,
with a mo.
yeah, man. Cause you in that world.
Yeah,
We don't want to be in that. We don't want that world, man. We knew something was wrong. When we was young, we knew something wasn't right. To be in the high leagues, upper echelon elite of this society, you have to do something strange, man. You have to be part of a group of society, a Moism. You know?
And when you're part of the world, you got to abide by the rules of that world.
Yeah.
It's like that with the cosmos of Israel. So how much more the cosmos of Edom in the upper echelons, man?
That's how they get down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We chose a world that's set to come through our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. All right. We just have to wait and then endure. But this world is gone, man. This ain't it, man. This ain't living.
At all. But I got you. This Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 27. It says, "As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great and waxen rich." Are you celebrity niggas, you weirdos? It says, "They are waxing fat, they shine.
Yup.
Yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked."
They overpass the deeds of the wicked. That's our people, man. The scripture say you too. That they have received their consolation on this side, man. You know? And then many of those niggas, like many of those guys that you love so much, all right, the devil has receipts. The devil has photos, audio of them getting down, man. Look at that, all that shit that came out with Diddy. There's more shit.
Yeah.
The other day he came out with that guy, man.
Meek Mill.
Yeah. Meek Mill, all of a sudden he gone. Since the photos of him in the pool with a matching short set came out, he's gone, man. And there's an audio tape out there too. It just, it make your ears fall off, man.
Bouncing around, Amalek making him bounce like a rabbit.
Yeah.
You got the brother showed me earlier that Kevin Gates.
I don't want that money.
Shannon Sharp.
I don't want that money.
Yeah, that's not good money, man.
To have 250 million in society, you gotta get
That greasy money.
yeah, you gotta get ran through, man. You know? He said that's that greasy money. Yeah.
That's why all these.
The back of that limo.
Yeah.
That's why when you look at these celebrities, when they first start off, give it about a couple of years, 5 years later, they got that dead, empty look in their eyes.
Yeah.
Doing shades indoors, doing
They could-
interviews with shades on.
Tattoos all over them.
All the shit that they didn't seen and did, man, had to do. Their guilt.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. You about to say?
I just saying, Jake just threw out here.
Let me get the one for the brother. Let me see.
Just turned out. I got one for you too.
Yeah. 32. Yeah, you go ahead. You got.
Kind. I think a brother put.
Let's see for the.
Kind.
Look at, you got it. You go. Which one you got?
I had the one I was gonna pull, but which one you want me to pull?
I had the one for the brother Guab on the thing. I get it.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, I got Deuteronomy 32 and 32, and it says, "For their vine is the my bad. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. All right, their grapes are the grapes of gall, and their clusters are bitter." Oh man.
And we know how that's the spirit. That one plays right into the one I was gonna pull. But hey, we know how they were getting down in Sodom and Gomorrah. They wanted to know the angels that came to get, Lot.
Lot, yeah.
Slipped my mind for a second. That came to get Lot. So hey, on a long enough timeline in this society, and it's damn near becoming that way anyway, it'd be illegal to be, a straight man. You'd have, people hunting you to get to know you.
Yeah, and this society is anti manhood. In the society, it's a crime. They didn't have to be a man, to be a rugged, rough, raw man, to stand on principles and morals.
And to like a feminine woman.
Yeah, to like a feminine woman, all right, a submissive feminine woman, you looked at as evil, man.
You abuser, you a tyrant,
Yeah.
you a misogynist.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah. But if I go open up the prince chest and walk around with a goddamn curtain on, it's all good.
A purple lace trench coat and
You
some
know?
high heels.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody loves the red dress, that little parade where Jake running around in dresses. That's cool, but then if you a man, you're toxic.
Toxic, man. Looked at as looked at as not tolerable for the society, man. You know, and it gets so much. You get to tapping in with these damn women in society. They want
They cook.
they cook. They had that whole thing going around a couple of months. Who you rather be in the woods with, a man or a bear? And most of the women said a bear. You know.
Showing you how dumb.
Yeah, and another thing too was of course it was Eve. She was saying, yeah, I find a man who goes both ways to be the most attractive and the most masculine. So a man that deal with men and women.
Which is why they have AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The highest rate of houses in Virginia amongst the nigger woman.
I got one. Which Jake is all into that, man. The brother on the comment board. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 3. It says, For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of the fathers both those. Let me see, cause my pocket was messed up.
You said 12 and 3?
Yeah, my pocket got a whole. The words are gone.
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children and devourers of man's flesh and of the feasts of blood.
Yeah, you tell me you want to get down like that just to have wealth and riches in society? Man, hell with that shit, man.
Partying with Epstein.
Yeah. That's why even on the mountain, Yahweh Shah was tempted with the same thing. Yahweh Shah used wisdom on him, man. All right, because hey, he already seen this kingdom. This kingdom gonna go. He got a kingdom that's gonna come that's gonna last forever, man.
Righteousness.
Yeah, to hell with this damn place, man.
I got that word odious.
You got it?
This is odious, late 14th century. Hateful, deserving of hatred. Hated, regarded with aversion or repugnance. Right? These Edomites are repugnant, man. They're disgusting. Just the idea that somebody would use the bathroom, blow it up, then walk right past the sink, and then go shake people's hands and touch food. And
yeah.
What did Job say? They were viler than the earth.
Viler than the earth.
And I would not so much as have them in the flocks of my dogs.
Yeah. When you reach down into the earth and you just grab a fistful of dirt, that's cleaner than an Edomite, man.
Come on, man.
Damn cockroach.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that's you because it like I say, about middle of last year, it had them series of videos come out. All right, he said he don't even like using a towel when he take a bath, man. And we know you devils. Like I said, I've been around some of you devils on football teams and shit. You use the soap, just the bar. Some of you just go in there and just rinse off with water and get right out, man. You know, it's wicked.
They see it as a win to just use water.
Use a towel. Oh my God, that's disgusting. They didn't say that on the video.
Yeah.
Who washes their legs? They're
that
getting on
too.
Jake for.
Yeah, Edomite women saying they don't take baths. They haven't taken a bath in 2 years. You know, so you know that thing jumping out the gym. You know, it's ridiculous, man.
Tart.
Past tart, man.
Verse 6. With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help. They putting the children that can't defend themselves, putting them down.
And it came out, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I say, BitChute ain't like YouTube. BitChute kind of go there where you see some of these guys that's senators. They're high profile politicians. All right, people that in the news world, they in that. Children, little girls running around in their drawers, man. You know.
You got Biden sniffing little girls on camera, man. If he bold enough to do that on camera, what do you think he's doing behind closed doors?
I got a video of DJ Jonathan Trump telling the girl, he walked up and that's when he had that show. He said, "Hey, let me buy your car." buy your car right now. He said, oh, but the woman said, okay, hurry up. He took the money. He said, let me get my kids. He said, oh no, you don't have to get them. I would buy them too. You don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's how these upper echelon get down, man. And starting with the apostles been told you. All right? Way before all this other stuff came out, all these videos and documentaries, blood sacrifice, this. Hey, man, the scripture tell you how they get down, man. This is Rome. All over again, man. The same thing they were doing, the higher ups in the Senate and the Senates back then, they're doing it today. They're doing it today with a smile on their goddamn face, man. In your face. All right? They can come out right now and tell you, hey, that's what we're doing, and what? What you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
They forget about it tomorrow, you know?
More or less what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
This is, hey, to back you up, this is Revelation 17 and 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth and is of the seventh and going into perdition. And that beast that was and is not, going into ancient Rome, even he is the eighth. America coming back and is of the seven. Those major powers of Esau, France, Spain, Greece, Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Britain, and goeth into perdition, ultimately going into destruction. But the key point, the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth. Rome coming back again, and those same vile and odious works coming back again as well.
Yeah, man.
The Psalms 12 and 8. It says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
Hey, straight to the point. Hey, that backs up that Sirach 10. As the ruler is, so are the people.
Yeah.
The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. When your leader is a complete degenerate out here, and these people look up to him, they're going to follow after his way and be on his vibration. Hence why we got a bunch of ghouls and goblins and goons and weirdos running around.
Yeah, and our leader is Yahweh Shai, and he was hated by this world. He was hated by the Roman Empire. So what does that mean? His servants are going to be hated too.
Was it also said this world was made for many, but the world to come is made for few. Those that are following him that was hated of this wicked world. They hated of that wicked world back then, and we take that gladly because, hey, everything we've been preaching and prophesying, we're seeing come to pass quickly. So we're seeing our faith has been validated. While you people, you put faith in this crumbling society, and you're breaking down over these revelations, and you're ultimately going to go into perdition with this system. I had one.
Yeah, you got one more. That's cool, brother.
Con. This is
This
backing
last
one.
This is the last one.
Con. Just backing up what the brother Quad brought out in that Deuteronomy 32. 32. That vine is of Sodom and Gomorrah. This is Jeremiah 2. I'm gonna start at 13 and jump around a bit. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. You're trying to put water, put all your energy into a vessel that can't hold it. Hence why you're constantly disappointed out here. This society was made to be a captivity under you, but what? You're still trying to be a part of it. Verse 14, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? You're in that slave mentality. Again, you're trying to be a part of a system that was created to hate you and break you down. When you have the men of the Lord bringing you those living waters, but you don't want to drink of it. You want to stay spiritually dehydrated out here. And I'm going to jump down to verse 18. And now, what hast thou to do in the way of Egypt to drink the waters of Sihor? Or what hast thou to do in the way of Assyria to drink the waters of the river? Drink from those filthy, polluted waters that are diseased and get you sick out here. Hey, the whole head is sick. Verse 19, thine own wickedness shall correct thee. You living wickedly, transgressing the laws, and so the judgments, the curses are engulfing you. And thy backsliding shall reprove thee. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and bitter, that thou hast forsaken Yahweh thy power, and that my fear is not in thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidst, I will not transgress. When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest, playing the harlot, following after these different gods and idols of the heathens. You know, the Lord brought us into the Holy Land in the past, brought us out of those different captivities of those heathens. But what? When Jake got comfortable again, Jake started backsliding into the ways of the heathens. No different today, following after the ways of the vilest, the basest of the heathens. Verse 21, yet I had planted thee a noble vine, holy a right seed. How art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? That's ultimately what 2/3 of our people are, a degenerate plant out here that, you know, is taking root in this, you know, rotten soil. And what does it say? You know, a tree shall be known by its fruits. You've cleaved yourself onto this tree of Esau, and what? You've been shown to be a rotten, vile fruit that's ultimately going to get plucked up and thrown away, just as Esau's going to get plucked up by the roots and cast into the fire.
Yep. You ended, brother.
Anybody have any points or comment? Hey, so with that, you know, we hope you sincere Akim and Akwath were edified by this live lesson. And before we get out of here, again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May your brothers endure until the end. Abba Babal,
Baba Ball.
Kwam Yasharala,
Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.